press method first appeared in China, where the Chinese would bake clay character blocks to stamp, but this was not movable nor fast type. Additionally, the clay blocks were fragile. This did not lend well to mass-producing books. Next, the Koreans expanded the type innovation, creating a metal, movable type in the 13th century. This type was created to reproduce religious and secular texts, lost when libraries were destroyed by Mongol invasions and dynasty civil wars. However, typing books became prohibited by Confucian prohibition, restricting use for only government purposes. This prohibition halted the original purpose of the press, which was to mass-produce lost texts. While the Chinese and Koreans paved the way for mass communication through print, they didn't utilize the invention to its full potential. It wasn't until 1450 when a German named Johannes Gutenberg presented Germany with movable type. It had been introduced prior by Marco Polo, but Gutenberg tackled perfecting the mechanics behind it. Gutenberg borrowed from his own experience in metalwork and his familiarity with the Great Press to improve the invention. He also hired Conrad Sespach to make a wine-like press that would not smear ink when pushed to paper. He also found that linseed oil and lampak produced the best ink. In addition, he fine-tuned the leading and spacing between letters to make for neater print. He also saw that paper, which was the cheapest to print with, served the press well because it absorbed the press's inks without smearing. This invention ended the need to use vellum as the preferred medium because it was not as permanent as paper. The huge factor in Gutenberg's invention was movable type with metal letters that, unlike its Asian predecessors, could be reused to make different texts. With his invention ready to roll, he set out to show its potential in a big way. He sought to print the Bible. He got a loan from Johannes Fust, who agreed to lend so long as he was legally Gutenberg's partner. Gutenberg made the Bible very neat and legible. It was well received, so his workshop of 20 men made 175 copies. However, due to the legal contract between Gutenberg and Fust, when Gutenberg didn't pay him back, he lost it all. Nonetheless, he is still credited as the inventor of a machine that changed the way we learn and communicate by reproducing information accurately, quickly, and in a cheap manner. This changed Europe from an oral world to one of print. This new world made study less dependent on memory, made authorship attractive, created accurate maps and texts, as well as brought communication to a global surface. Additionally, because Gutenberg's method could be standardized, it spread. Print shops began showing up all over Europe. They printed books, posters, and more, making reading in a world that was once illiterate the choice informational vessel, not only to gain, but to spread information. People throughout Europe were now more literate. This new tool also armed people with a new way to express themselves. A key example of this and the power the press held was when Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses, which pointed out corruption within the Catholic Church. He meant to just attract church members, but it went viral all over Europe, proving print could spread ideas instantly. Luther's voice launched the Protestant Reformation, which created a propaganda-fueled battle between the now distrusted Catholic Church and Luther. It's found that Luther won the battle with his easy-to-view and distribute pamphlets, as he had further reach, outpublishing his opponents 5-3. His views were popular, making him a leader of faith, convincing people to leave Catholicism for a more pure form of Christianity, eventually turning into his namesake, Lutheranism. In the end, the press's neatness, accurateness, speed, and ability lended itself as the first tool of mass communication for various subjects, such as religion, politics, education, news, revolution, and worldviews. Much like Gutenberg enhanced Asia's presses, throughout time, Gutenberg's own invention had advanced, from the less man-powered Columbian press to the paper spinning web. However, a new communication method is among us. Several are, making some question if printed paper to spread messages is near obsolete.